Welcome back to Captain of Industry. My name is Nilaus and we are coming back here to our glorious colony. As it keeps growing, we are playing here on the Admiral difficulty, so it is the highest difficulty, and that means there's not a lot of room for slack in this build, and everything has to be really tight and built at the right time in the right scale. And what we're going to do today is all about them chips. So chips, you say, not crisps. Well, actually crisps too. Microchips and snack chips. So we are going to focus on two things: getting some more better food. I don't know if cake and chips is counting as better food. We just need energy drinks as well, but or beer. Why can we not make beer in this game? Anyway, and the other thing is about microchip production. So if we look at our tech tree. There we go. And as usual, thank you to the Patreon supporters who are supporting the channel and everyone who's following the series as it is going along. I do appreciate that there's an interest for our series, even though it goes a little bit long. And for the Patreon supporters, you can also download the save game so you can play along if you want, or snatch some cool designs if that's your thing. So we're working our way towards this research lab. We want to finish the last two things. The data center needs us to produce some electronics 3, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to make electronics 3. That is done by this complicated process, microchips, and then goes all the way through all these steps. That's what we're going to do. And the other part is over in this place. We have now set up somewhere some canola, and we also have some fruits. So somewhere I should have some canola somewhere. There we go. So there's a little bit of canola coming, and that will be used for, oh, there's more here. That will go into this box. Oh, there's actually something already. And that'll make it into cooking oil, and then make it into cake. So the first thing we want to make is cake and cookies. Oh, look at that. We need to up our consumption of sugar as well, which is perfect. So that's the cake business. Let's have a look at how we do things here. We're going to start with one of these, and that will come from probably like this. And that will be making cooking oil from canola. And somewhere like this, I guess, is probably the right place. And then I am going to have some of the other buildings, some baking units, because that is where we want, there. That one and that one. I will take you out and flip. Right, so what does this need? This needs flour. That's kind of coming on a truck. 10 is a little bit much on a truck, but I don't want to be dragging it from here. But it does mean that since we're only producing 16 here, it's probably not going to be able to keep up. Second thing is sugar. We'll take that from here. And then it is going to be the cooking oil, which will be from here. We'll also make the cooking oil out in another location. And then, of course, some fruit, which we'll get from here. Cool. Let's see if we can build that. And one of the key things is then we want to make sure that we don't block things off in this location, so that we can't really build anymore. That's kind of important. And so this should be ready to build now. And let's hook it up and see if it works. There we go. Everything is just being built immediately. And this should be good for draining some sugar production here. There we go. These will, of course, be empty to begin with. And then we'll just see that the whole thing comes online soon-ish. In the meantime, we can go back here and grab another one of these locations. That will be cake, and it'll be snacks as well. There. And we'll just quick build it. Perfect. This one will be, it's auto, so that's perfect. Flour, sugarcane. Sugarcanes are still full, but we'll consume that. So as this is coming in, we're seeing the sugar coming in first. And we want to check something, and that is the navigation overlay. So there has to be like a... Oops, that one is not good. I'm going to build it like this and kill you. And there. And that one. Because I need to be able to get through this without going sort of absolute silly directions. Let's see. This one, navigation overlay. And yes, that means they can come in here and then they can go all the way through. Yes, please. Not the big trucks, but we're not going to be using big trucks for these kind of things. So this will get in here. There's something being, the flour dropped off. Oh, they had to go all the way around. It's kind of silly. But now everything seems to be working. Yes. And there's some canola as well. Cool. We got the first bits of cake. That's amazing. Now there's a little teeny tiny space over here. Maybe we can actually use that for something to our advantage, such as snack production. I think we have a lot more corn than we have potatoes, so we're going to be doing this. And then we just need to do basically the same thing. Plastic, cooking oil, we got that, salt, we got that, and corn, we got that. So those are just, all these things are coming in here. So the snack production is pretty much the same, already set up here. Snack production should be taking some corn. Don't know if we're going to get enough, probably not. We'll probably need to upgrade some of our corn production in our, what's it called, greenhouse, yes. So lots of things are coming in, cooking oil, plastic, salt are all shortage. Animal feed is going to be shortage as well, because we're now taking some of the animal feed, or some of the stuff that was used for animal feed, such as corn, and making it into chips instead. That means it's going to be less for animal feed, and that will be problematic, I guess. But that means we'll have to get at other places. This one, of course, it's going to get there. Right, so this means that now we have one type of chips done. Then it's time for us to start working on the other kind of chips. They are going to be built down here. We're actually going to start by making some mainframes, because the weird thing is that, well, not weird, but they have a new resource. I like this, actually. This is teraflops. They need some teraflops of computing power, this microchip machine. And that's used in data centers. Data centers requires electronics, and electronics 3, and electronics 3 requires to be built in a robotic assembler, but the robotic assembler requires teraflops, so it kind of stuck. So the only way to get unstuck this is using mainframe computers. They need a lot of maintenance, a lot of people, and a lot of power, so they're not super efficient. However, they are available immediately, so we are probably going to be taking, I just want to build 4 because they are built in a box like this. Yeah, like this. And then we'll build some... Should I just smash these in here? Sure. Alright. This is going to be where we design... Oh, I need to design on green stuff. Where's the some green stuff? There's some nice green stuff. Alright, let's do some design work for our microchip machine. And let's try and build it that way, because that's gonna how it's gonna be built. So 1, 2, 3. Well, that was not very great placement. Here. Let's build it this way. It just seems more logical. Let's see. So the first thing is, we are going to get something inbound. I'm going to take anything that requires acid and water in the first one, acid and water in the second one. Or basically, I should just explain it, how it works. You start with a silicon wafer, that becomes a microchip A1. Then the microchip A1 becomes a microchip B1A, then when it becomes 1B, becomes 1C, becomes 2A, and so on and so forth. And then it repeats a certain number of times, and then suddenly it becomes microchips, but the addition. So it actually is the 3 different processes. First, we need something with water and here. And then I'm going to make the highest priority going to be the one here and there. So it'll prioritize the latest stage of completion. Next one will be everything that requires copper and plastic, copper and plastic, copper and plastic, and finally, you guessed it, copper and plastic. And I'm also going to rotate the sequence here. And I'm going to rotate that one. And I'm going to rotate that one. There we go. And the last one will be all the stuff that requires gold. And finally, that one. And again, rotate the difficulty. This is how I would recommend building it in the beginning. There. Then we need to get the silicon wafer inbound. The silicon wafer is that one. That is made in a silicon crystallizer, which is then going to have to be built over here. Let's make that something like this. Alright, so the point is, I'm going to take some silicon, a dash of water, make some 8 wafers. The wafers go in and go through this process, and then when they're done with this process, they go back and back and back. But I need to make sure that I can actually filter some things out if I need to. That's not the one. This one, flat sorter. So I need to be able to. I could build it like this, but let's do that one, and then that will filter anything that is microchips, not crisps. There we go, and circle around. Okay. Also here. So I'm circling around and going back in. That goes in. This needs to be closer. I want this to be not sort of kissing, but just one off. There we go. That I want to make it as tight as we can. That goes out and there, 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 there. Sweet. Oh, that one as well. Right, so crystalline, this wafers come in, go through one process. If it's not a microchip, it goes back in here, which will be prioritizing the stuff that recycles because that will be higher stages. And then I just need to get stuff inbound, and that should be pretty simple. We could get all these things in well, in a million different ways. I'm gonna go, this is gonna be water. You're gonna go straight, oops. Luckily these are very low throughput, so we can just do like this. I think I actually have to do this because I need the next one. Yes, as it goes in. So you're gonna have to do a little bit of a kink. Yep. And that's good. Next one will be the copper and plastic. So let's get the copper and plastic inbound. Here and here. And let's get the copper here. And plastic here. I forget this. And this will be acid. And water. There you go. And I'm still building it like this, and that'll need to go here. All right, so the last thing is gold. That's also going to be a big box, so switch that to gold. And I can go straight in here, and then I'm going to need a box outbound, which just so happens to be here. And that will be microchips. There, cool. Now these just require processing. Oh, and one more thing, that is going to be like that. That'll be poly. There. Excellent. So now we designed it at this location. Then we can now bring it down here, because I want to build it next to this location, because it already is making the poly thing. So we can do something like this. And I can actually take that out and just get it in from here. Yeah, they don't need to go through this. That's it. Let's see. These are getting built, and once they're getting built, so they also need gold and electronics. And what we can do as well to get some microchips going is use this trade. Well, I guess we can't because we don't have that yet. So we're gonna find the location where it builds that. Okay. Wherever it is. Is that the one? Nope. It's gotta be somewhere. Gold, 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 gold. Well, anyway, it's gonna be somewhere. How is it not here? There it is. It's that one. We're gonna donate that. And that is 180. Okay, so let's donate 180 for that. And send it over. Low supply of cooking oil. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of expected. We're not getting enough here, but we'll get a little bit. You're working. You're not really working very fast. I think it'll eventually get there. Did we get any kind of food inbound? Yeah, we got a dash of, it's a slice of cake. I think that's what we got, a slice of cake. And over here, I'll just upgrade it, right? We got some teraflops. There we go. We got 16 teraflops. This one is using 3 plus, oops, that was not good, that one. And that has to go all the way up. There. 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweet. And, oh, I thought that one was a warning. It was not. So you're coming in, and once these are coming in, oh, actually, they need to be all throwing in warnings if something is not coming in. That will be super busy for the network right now. There. Done loading shipment for cargo, cargo for shipment. And I need to find some place where I can get more people. So I think it's also time for us to expand our... Ooh. Oh, we've been a little bit over aggressive on consuming stuff. Oh well. So we can't really go out and do that trade right now. Okay, let's just have a look at how this one is working. if it is working, just getting it started. So let's see. Is it coming in? And we can see that nothing is coming in yet. Why not? Oh, because we don't have water yet. There we go. Now we're getting water. This one can complete the working. What will happen is that it'll create a lot of this. You can also pause this once in a while, but because this is making 8 per 60 seconds, but this is only consuming 4 per 60 seconds, but it also has the other processes to contend with. That's higher priority. So that is a lot of things here. As this is coming in, the gold one is kind of lacking, but we do have a lot of gold up here, so that's not a problem. Oh yeah, by the way, this one, do we want to click that button as well? It's 500 more. It's 2,500 concrete, and screw it, let's do it. We'll get that eventually. Maybe we should kind of wait until we've done the other one, whatever. But we do have a lot of gold, so not a problem with in terms of the gold, so that should also be coming in anytime now. And if we see here, are you done? This one is working on the lowest tier, and once it goes through the lowest tier, it'll then push on to the next one. And we're still waiting for the gold, but once the gold, oh, the gold has come in now. Yes, so once the gold is coming in, then it'll just go out, be tested to see whether it's the finished microchips. If it is not, then it cycles around. Come on, you can do it. And here it comes. Is it microchips? No. And it goes up. And then it goes back here, where it will be prioritized for the next upgrade, which means that it'll continue to make the silicon wave the 0 to 1A until it gets replaced, and then it's making the 1C to 2A. And we should see that coming in. Get those in. Come on, you can do it. I should be getting it. Oh, right, there's also a lot of buffer here, but it'll get there eventually. And as you can see, that it'll be a really slow process, because even though it can only make 2 of these per second or per minute, then it's going to have to go through 4 stages. So that's actually 0.5 per second or per minute, but it's going to be there, so it's going to be like 2 per minute. That's not much. Now, last thing we want to do, so that's the second kind of chips. The third thing is this copper is actually going to run out. So we're going to be needing to make a new design for this eventually. But we need to get this stabilized and just operational. Here's a super simple build of the construction part, or what is it called? Electronics 3 that are needed. It's just simply a robotic assembler. The thing with the robotic assembler is that if I compare this, you can see that this is using 4 maintenance 1 and this is using 4 maintenance 2. So you'd think that it's basically the same thing and it's just more expensive. But the thing is, like, if you have them actually producing something that is the same speed, for example, what would you think that I'd want to upgrade? Oh yeah, this one definitely needs to be upgraded. So this is, let's say if I remove boost, that means it creates 6, and if I upgrade there, please allow it to upgrade, there we go. Then when it upgrades, then it goes from 4 maintenance 1 per minute of operation into, lo and behold, 4 maintenance 2. But it's now crafting twice as fast. So you can say instead of having 2, I can now just suffice with 1. Of course, it also takes teraflop, that also needs to be done, but it can remove a little bit of the load of maintenance, because that's kind of heavy loaded. The thing with maintenance though is, if I'm looking at it, let's see here, the maintenance here is 24 for 480, okay? And if I look at maintenance 2, then it is 18 for 480. Yeah, sure, there's also electronics 2, but electronics 2 does not require steel. And that means we have to be mindful of that, or at least it'll significantly lower the steel consumption. If for something like this one here, instead of having 4, then I could have 2 robotics. Sure, I'd need a lot of teraflops, but once we get the teraflops going, then that should be not an issue. But that's not going to be in this episode, because we need a steady server production. What we also need is, we can see that copper is not able to keep up. And the reason why it's not able to keep up is because now we have a lot more production. We both have production in our, where are now? There we go. Here, this one is using a little bit of copper, that's not so much, but we're also needing a lot of copper for our electronics. All of this needs normal electronics here. No, there, normal electronics. So we're going to be using a lot more electronics now, and also for this process we also need electronics. So electronics, and that's the main use. It's actually kind of the only use of copper we have. So that means copper is also need to be upgraded. So instead of this part here, I've redesigned this amazing thing. The funny thing is I have to delete this to get it back in. Then the next part after this, and we'll inevitably find that, is that what happens is that we'd actually need to have so much copper flowing from our recycler here, and even more so up to the steel part. So I'd like to actually get belts from here into the steel, or into the iron steel facility, and also from here all the way up to the copper facility. Once that's done, then I'd actually like to upgrade this one, but I can't upgrade it until we sort of get all this area out. And then the final thing I'd like to do is actually someone mentioned on the live stream, because I'm streaming this on Mondays, that there's a nice big water reservoir out here that I really should be out there getting. So we also have tons of space. This mess here is just a kind of a simple way to make them kind of assigned to a certain thing. So what I do is I just select a new area like this, and then I just mark this for deleted, and then they will be going out and then servicing this area. And the reason why I do this method is because you can have a forestry control tower dedicated to with an export route, but if you're just having these alone, then they can't have export routes. And I don't want the trucks here to go all the way back with each tree load, so I want them to force them to go in here, and then have another one that's outbound, and that one will be forcing it to go into the bus build. So it's kind of like a little bit of a way I'm using this to control that the trucks allocated to the tree harvesters never go back. Never go back. Did you not listen to the never go back part? Oh, that's okay. Never fuel. We could have built a fuel facility out here, but we didn't. It's happening once in a while. So that's also a little bit of what we want to do. But if we can see, we are getting our chips and chips. So let's get those, get the new copper installed, and get those lines in, and then have a look. We now have an idle setup for our microchip production because, well, it's full of microchips, and the microchips go into the bus where it's full, and then it goes in here for the electronics. Excellent. So the electronics are full. I don't really want to make a big box. I mean, I'd like to have a big box full, but I don't want to waste the time on building it. Up here by the copper, this is a really glorious, nice copper facility. I don't expect that it'll be updated, but maybe I'll need to upgrade it for the arc furnaces. Only 3 of these modules need to be activated. The last module can be upgraded later. And as remember, as a patron supporter, you get access to the save games, and you can just snatch this blueprint because I think this is a nice rectangular blueprint that does a pretty large scale amount of copper here. Each of this is 48 plus 48, so that's about 100. Okay, so this is 96, 192, and then it's 388. So 388 copper can this whole thing do, so that should be enough. Then what I have also done is I have removed the coal line, because the coal line is now coming in here, sneaking in all the way over, because I was getting coal into the steel facility or iron steel facility, and then might as well also get it into copper. Those are the main consumers of coal at this point. The reason why they're the main consumers of coal, because the power plant isn't really doing anything at all anymore. It's not consuming any coal. It's also not consuming hydrogen. That means we actually have an excess of hydrogen that we need to deal with. But right now, if we think about it, then the coal is only really needed like a little bit for this part, but that also needs to be replaced. A little bit out here for our desalination, and aside from that, then it is mainly for the steel and the copper production. So once we got that belted, then it's much more reliable. But not only that, we're also belting the scrap coming in on a fast belt here. And is it prioritized? Yes, it is prioritized coming in. And you can see this belt comes all the way over here, there, and continues all the way back, and comes from that bucket. Now the other bucket here with the iron part is also going out, and follow all the way along, and goes in here at a priority inbound. These are no longer needs to be prioritized, and that is coming in here. So this will also need to be moved once we have covered this area. But as you can see, this was the old iron mine that we've dug up, and look at this part. when I look at this, I'm thinking about like the aftermath of a music festival. It's 80% trash and a little bit of dirt and grass. You can sort of see through all the trash, and that's pretty much the location. So this, so maybe that's the stage, and then you have like the trash festival up here. So yeah, that looks like looks like it. And when this one is going to be filled out, I don't know what I want to build here, but we'll probably have something that we need to build there. Maybe we'll just make solar panels or some nice thing, or maybe we'll have a music festival. I do not know. Let's talk a little bit about what is upcoming in this series. Well, now that we have the microchips and the processors blue here, then the next thing we want to do is upgrade. But if I upgrade it, this starts needing, I think this needs, I don't know, maybe that needs maintenance 3. I'm not actually sure. We can just take a look. There. That one? No, it's only maintenance 2, but it takes 12 teraflops each. So 12 plus 12. That means we need to go out here and start working on a data center. I just ghost made these so I can kind of see it. So we need to make data centers, which means we need to make server racks, and they need to come in here. So that's a big build as well that needs to be done, and it's going to be a little bit demanding. But once we have that, we will then be able to upgrade a lot of these to robotics and also get the next science, which will enable us to get into the last bit of science, which is still some pretty good things out here. In the science, we need to get the NOx thing, NOx reactor, so we can get the fast breeder reactor, which is like the final thing we want to but then with the fast builder, we've got the rocket launch, of course, and more weapons. We can go out and clear the last of the biters out on the map, and microchip production too. Oh, it's because it's the microchip machine too. Okay, yeah, okay. And then we can actually get the last vehicle cap up to 180. This one's also really important. The recycling and maybe some arc furnace, maybe some steam, maybe some solar panels. But solar panels are super intense in terms of maintenance, so I'm a little bit cautious about it. And yeah, so there's definitely still a lot of things that we need to do, and then we can, from there, we can also start making it more sustainable if we want. I'm also starting a little bit of a pet project here. If we look at this, I'm starting to carve out or sort of scrape off a layer, and then I'm going to be covering it with dirt so that we can expand our greenhouses out to get even more greenhouses, because we're kind of running a little bit low on food here. If we look at our food production, cakes are fine. Let them eat cake, as Marie Antoinette said. And we have also a little bit of snacks. So that just by having these ones filled in, it doesn't increase our health because it's treats, but it will just gradually lower all the consumption of all the other ones a little bit, so that it's a little bit more manageable. Like we still have a lot of vegetables and a lot of fruits here, but everything is more manageable. Sausages, can't really keep that up. So lots of things to do. And last thing I want to show was this giant area of the wind water collectors, and also leading out and leaching in from this big location. And that comes in and becomes the primary thing for the steel production, and then a secondary power water line for this part here. So that is it. Thank you very much for watching. We're really stable, so that's very nice. This high supply of sand is not really a big issue. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, be sure to hit the like button. I really appreciate the continued support and the continued interest. Remember to come by on Mondays at Twitch TV. So this is always good fun when we have a lot more panic than I display in these YouTube videos. Lots of panic. And if you want to see the panic and the panic recovery, then it's for live streams. If you want to see cool designs and sort of a continued structure, then it's for the YouTube. So thank you for watching. Until next time, take care and stay effective.